Hello, my name is Larry Belfield, and I thank you for joining my show. Today, we'll be delving into the history of real estate. But first, before we begin, I must caution you, this is your last warning. What we're about to talk about is very mature in nature. There are some topics and there are some events that we go over in history that are very serious and very gruesome, and they're very disturbing to some viewers. I thank you for watching and for tuning in. However, I need to warn you this one last time that we are talking about true historical events that have taken place. We're talking about the true political climate that we're in right now. We're talking about true religious organizations that are actually active to this day. So there's a lot to cover and there's a lot to go into. But I really want you to be wary of what is about to take place here. And if you're squeamish, if you don't like things, we're going to be talking about entire cities and civilizations being wiped out, wars, fighting, all types of evil that men can do. So I really didn't want to get into it like this, but it just turned into this. By searching and just questioning, it really just unfolded in front of me. So I really am grateful that this message was given to me, I believe, to give to you, to help you with not whatever you need in life, but to really get on your real estate journey. You should own property. You should think that it belongs to you already, and you need to go out and you need to get it and achieve it. Not that it's unattainable or it's impossible. So I thank you for joining me, and let's get into it. Episode 6. Okay. Now, the history and beginning of ownership of property starts before time itself. The roots in owning things go back to before there were humans. Okay. Now, there are lots of animals that stay in packs and claim territory. So our history of property ownership, it begins before humans have even attained the power of time. Owning and controlling a space is the right of all creatures. So there's a long and a short answer for how real estate began. See, for the short answer, our journey begins in the year 1700, when the first sale of American land that was sold to the colonies by the French. Now I know, you're going berserk in your mind right now. And it's kind of weird, but I know that there's lots of questions, but really that is how real estate began. The first sale of land was when the French sold their stake in the Louisiana Purchase to the colonies. So I would like to thank you for joining me, Larry Belfield, on the Belfield Show. I'm sincerely glad that you showed up. Please like, subscribe, and share. And you have a blessed day. No, I'm just joking. What's going on is, in your mind, you feel a little dizzy and you feel a little bewildered, like that's it? Well, what's going on? Now, you have a lot of questions that are stirring up in your mind. You're saying, how is this the first sale of real estate? You mean they just barely got it? It's 13 colonies and they didn't really own the land to begin. Wait a minute, how did they? I don't understand how this is happening. So what's going on is, it is called a tornado cane. What it is, it's like a hurricane type, tornado type deal of questions and things swelling up in your mind. And what's going on is you want to know really what's going on with this deal. How is this the first sale of real estate? You thought it'd be back in the Middle East or back before all of this began, but really, no, this is it. So I was shocked. I was more than shocked. The storm is brewing in my mind. I'm having this tornado cane, and all I have is questions. So let's just dive into the beginning of this real quick, history lesson, so we can get back on track and talk about the beginning of real estate. Okay. So believe it or not, the first sale of real estate is America. However, it wasn't the America we know today. just 24 years before that, the 13 colonies declared themselves independent. Just 10 years after Spain, ended a 40-year retreat out of what is now known as the Americas. So this is closely tied to Spain's involvement. So the French and Spain removed themselves out of America at closely the same time. That is a shocking eye-opener there. So my goal here was not to fully explain the history of our world. My goal was simply to find a way to sell your home without a realtor. However, during my investigation, I learned that representation is crucial, and property ownership goes back to before time was ever recorded, before recorded history. Time and time again, I'm stunned with awesome truth that leads me deeper and deeper into the past. So there was a lot of interesting facts that went around learning about, the Louisiana Purchase, how, the French only sent about 5,000 settlers to this country. Now, it doesn't seem like 5,000 is a lot, but if remember about Christopher Columbus's original journey, it took him 3 months to get here by ship. So and it only get about 100 or so, maybe 150 people on one of those ships. So if really to get 6,000, 5,000 people here, you're taking about 100 people to the ship. That's like 600 trips. You understand? So that's 600 ships that have to make a 3-month journey there and a 3-month journey back. So that's 600 ships that would be gone for 6 months at a time. So that is no small venture to bring all of those people here. The French did make a big stay. They did make a big play here. A lot of people came here. It was a big, giant wave of people that came. So it wasn't just, they just put a little people here, they didn't really care, they left on. But what happened is they spent a lot of people, they had a big venture, and there was so much land, and there were so many places to go that, they went up north to Canada, and those lands were much more richer with fish, much more richer in agriculture, even though it snows like crazy there. Now, what happened was, there was a lot of, right during this time, there was a lot of things about like the Beaver Wars. I wanted to bring this up now because it seems like we were just stealing stuff from America. Like we were using the resources here, but really they kind of needed help getting rid of a lot of pest and invading species. I come to realize that they had no metal back in these days, when they first come to America. So when the Indians met the Pilgrims, they were introduced to metal, glass, cloths, shoes for the first time. Now please understand, I was only interested in finding out how real estate began. But through basic questioning and research, I've uncovered the true motive for the perpetuation of all mankind. Most would believe that evil and greed has evolved this world. However, I proposed a change in tactic by looking at this from a property aspect. Now, I will try to prove that growing and falling short is all a part of life. Now, I've searched textbooks, legends, newspapers, artwork, political records, military records, and religious records. This presentation was to show how real estate began and why you need representation. However, what I found is the greatest message ever told. The story of you. Who you are, why you are here, and what you're meant to be. This is the greatest story ever told. Your story. Now, this is the end of episode 6. I would like to thank you for joining me, Larry Belfield, on the Belfield Show, who's here to bring you the crucial information you need to help you become a homeowner. That's right. I hope that you have a blessed day. May God bless you and keep you and strengthen you and guide you. I would ask that you please like, follow, share, subscribe, and post. Tell everybody you know. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you have a blessed day.